weather is always a challenge. Spend our lives outdoors. There's not much weather that stops us working.
Good.
In all honesty,
Well,
I mean, I can really, in 22 years, I can count on one hand the number of times that we've perhaps had to, stop.
Right.
And usually for a few hours or a half day if it's torrential rain. But, we worked in Hawaii, we've worked in the Middle East in 50-degree heat.
You've worked in minus degrees as well.
We've worked in Quebec in minus 50 degrees, literally. That's what it told us in the car rental. I mean, incredible. So there's very little that stops us working on site.
And are there anything that's happened that, I don't know, any changes that the client said, I've changed my mind? Does that happen or?
To be honest, rarely.
Oh, good.
We're in a deep relationship. And it's interesting, Joe, because, we've not been really formal about that from that site consultation, but everybody in the project, and that includes the client, we're working with the client, so we're all within the project. And that remains through the project. So at no point does the client feel outside of that. We involve them ahead. We have a sort of onboarding procedure. We have, that comes. So
there's very little need for change.
We guide the process. So they know from contract and initial payment we're in process.
Even while you're doing the build and the design away from the client, you're still in consultation with them, are you?
Constantly.
So you've built it, or so you've designed it and cut it, and it's ready to go.
Yes.
What happens then? And we know that you obviously turn up with because you said so. You turn up with the lorry at the same time. So from that moment, you've told them it's coming, and then what happens next?
There's an onboarding, so we prepare them for us arriving.
So what does that look like? Sorry, onboard. So what? Emotionally or physically? Any minute now.
It's a conversation, and the conversations have been ongoing, but it's definitely a conversation. Let's say a week before we arrive on site to say, look, we will be arriving this day, and this is what's involved, and there will be some deliveries that we've organised on day one, but don't worry, we will manage that. There are some nice things that can happen. There might be for example, a garden shed where we might be able to leave some tools.
Right.
So it's that sort of practical discussion.
Okay, fair enough. And of course, as we mentioned in the previous episode, it might be a present. So it's designed, so everything arrives while the kids are at school type thing. So,
Absolutely. And it's a great question. Often it is a present, or particularly as a project before Christmas. It's something that Santa Claus is delivering.
Lovely.
So, all of that. And of course, we work within that and comfortably within that. It's often the case, usually the case, if it's practical, for the point of contact has invariably been a conversation with me on a one-to-one basis, right the way back into that site consultation. So often, if we can make it happen, it's me on day one.
Oh, lovely.
So I arrive with the team and often with the deliveries. I'm there for a short time as I hand over to the team. But there's that lovely moment, the sort of knock on the front door, we're here, your treehouse has arrived.
So what percentage of time is the design and the build at your warehouse to the build in the garden? So you've got everything's ready, you've delivered it. So was it 50-50? Is it 80? What percentage of time is being designed and processed and built to the actual build? You've arrived on my doorstep. Is it 20% of the time?
No, it's pretty 50-50, to be honest. The pre-production period is perhaps 2 to 3 weeks,
depending on obviously the size.
Absolutely, on the scope, and then the actual on-site install can be 2 to 3 weeks.
Right.
we try to we are super neat and tidy on site. We're not builders. Once we're on site, we don't leave. The only thing that will stop us might be torrential rain.
Right. So you're there every single day until it's finished.
And often through the weekends as well, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, particularly if it's, definitely if it's an international project or if it's in Yorkshire or something where, we're staying locally, the team are keen to work. We'll also work long days, actually. Particularly in the summer when, if the sun's out, we'll work long days through the weekend, simply to progress the project, because we're super conscious that any team on site in the garden is, we're really generous to the client to sort of look after all aspects of that in terms of our presence on site and being tidy and sensitive to, it's somebody's garden and they have neighbours and we just want that to be a really positive experience. So we really work hard at that.
When you get to the end, after you've done the build, what happens? What happens the last day? It's the last sort of door handle goes on and you've finished.
I know, it's a lovely moment.
I bet.
And it's like bring the client out. And they've been with us typically through the whole project. And we have, the end of the afternoon or lunchtime, we speak with our clients. So it's constant through the project. But there's always that beautiful moment where, we're ready to sign off. And we've not only built the whole project, we've covered off all snags. We have this process within the company where if there's 4 people on site, person 1 will check the work of person 2, person 2 will check the work of person 3. So it's a circular sort of quality check that's constantly going on. But we do that to an extreme towards the end, last day or so of the project, to really check everything, clean everything, tidy up, load up everything that needs to go back to the workshop. And so we try to present it. Sometimes if it's a Christmas present or a birthday present, it's still covered. So we have a sort of initial walkthrough.
But you said you put a bow around it as well.
Absolutely. So sometimes there's a sort of walkthrough with the parents to show them that it's finished, but then we cover it again. And sometimes we give them in a big box a big red bow that they can, on the day that they want to give this to the children, which might be the weekend.
Do you ever get to see the children see it for the first time?
No,
but that's a shame.
I know. Obviously we're sensitive to. We started this discussion, Joe, with the parents feeling a little nervous about their own inner child, and that really comes a full circle right the way back, because it's a very emotional space. You can't help. We are emotional as a company. It's very heart-filled, but that feeling, that joy, it's a treehouse. It's going to be with them for 15, 20, 25 years. It's a real metaphor for childhood, and it brings all of that back to the parents.
Did you get tears?
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
we do. And we get joy, we get happiness, and we get the inner child.
Yeah. Delight.
And I must say, particularly from a dad.
Really?
In some ways.
Oh, how sweet.
The joy of a dad and sometimes a overweight accountant sort of whizzing down, first down the zip wire.
Brilliant.
And it's, it's sort of funny and but funny in a joyful,
lovely
pretend way. And we encourage it. The team are awesome. The team are such cool guys. Such a cool team. They're really cool guys. We build tree houses. We build road bridges.
But you also build a dream. You build a dream.
We do.
Yeah.
And our clients love us being around. They really are really joyful. They always share that they've just loved having us on site. So it's a really joyful experience, and the team love it. They love that relationship with And where the project is in full sight of the children, and again, that's the normal, typical. It's a great experience for them. They come out on a regular, run out through the project at various stages, and they're so excited to talk to the team, the cool guys building this stuff. And to just, every day they're coming back from school and
excited.
Parents can't stop them running out of the car straight into the garden to, what have you done today, Charlie? What have you done today, Paddy? What have you built? And we often reach, we're really efficient, so we reach sort of big stages every day. It might be they come home from school and there's a new rope bridge or a new platform or a climbing wall that we've built. So we try, if we can, to work in sort of big, meaningful stages. We don't sort of start a climbing wall, then sort of leave finishing that until a week later. We'll start it and finish it so that through the process, we've connected with those touch points. The kids come and the new magic thing is that there's a climbing wall. It's just arrived. It's just been built. It's just happened.
Thanks for listening to the Treehouse Life podcast. If this episode sparked your imagination, follow along and stay connected. You can find more of our work, stories from the treetops and adventures around the world at Treehouse Life HQ. Until next time, keep exploring.